Hi everybody, welcome to my first Yin Yoga online class. I'm going to take you through really simple soothing Yin exercises today which help to calm anxiety and stress, which I thought we could all do with at the moment. So to try and keep all that positivity and things in what is a really scary time for everybody. So I've kept this session small. I'm going to do a very small warm-up. I'm going to take you through just a handful of postures, and then I'm going to take you through a guided relaxation which I will record separately because my Wi-Fi is not brilliant, so just to add extra challenge into everything. I'll keep the sessions small, so I may break them down and send you just 2 different clips which you can use together. So we're going to start off first of all. So if we come into a kneeling position, if this is not comfortable for your knees, you can sit cross-legged or you can sit with your legs out in front of you. So there's various different options in terms of that. So we're just going to start from here. We're just going to take a really deep breath in, and you can close the eyes down if you want to, and then take a really deep breath out again. So just slowly and gently release the breath through the nose. All breathing is through the nose unless I tell you otherwise. And then take another really deep breath in and out through the nose again, slowly, gently releasing that breath and allowing the breath to start to emotionally relax us, to relax the body, to relax the mind. And then what we're going to do is take the hands to the knees. If you're sitting cross-legged, you can take them wide to the knees, and if you have your legs out in front, you can obviously rest them on your thighs. So from here, we're using our breath. As we exhale, we're going to tilt the pelvis up towards the ceiling as we create a C curve with our back, and we drop our head down. So we're just starting to mobilize through the spine. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring the spine forward. We're going to lift our chin, and we're going to show the chin to the wall in front. So we're starting to get that range of spinal movement. Very gentle, so keep coming, working with your breath. And then coming back through again. And just slowly warming everything up. And this time, as you take that curve forward, you can take the hands behind, opening up the chest, and then bring them back forward as you come through. And then coming back to center, we're just going to sit now with the legs crossed, and we're just going to do some gentle stretches from here. So we're going to place the right hand on the floor. We're going to take the left hand up, and we're just going to lean over towards the right hand side, feeling that stretch all the way along the side body, lateral stretching. And again, take a breath here, in and out, and just allow the body to settle in each position. Yin Yoga is very slow. We hold the postures for a little bit longer to work with the connective tissue and fascia, but also to get the body into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and repair mode. And that's where we want to keep the body and the mind. And we'll take another one just to each side. And then to the other side as well. And then we're just going to do a gentle neck release. Sometimes when we all get tense and stressed, we tend to hold and store tension around the head and neck, which can lead to headaches and all sorts of things. So what we're going to do is take the left hand and place it on the outside of the right hand side of the head. We're going to then pull the head down so the ear is coming towards the shoulder, not the shoulder coming up to the ear. And we're just going to feel that stretch along the side of the body. You can take the opposite hand away to increase the stretch if you'd like to. And then we're just going to tuck the chin ever so slightly by about an inch, so that it intensifies the stretch, and you feel that further deeper along the back of the neck there. And then release, and we'll do the same on the other side. So right hand to the left hand, top of the head, pulling the right ear down to the right shoulder. Feel that stretch, taking that arm away. And then tucking the chin so you feel that stretch deepen, whilst working with taking deep breaths. And then we're just going to give those shoulders a lovely roll, just a couple backwards, and then roll them forwards as well. Okay, and we've got some hip exercises coming up. So to warm up those hips a little bit, we're going to hold onto the foot and the knee. You can hold it like this, or you can take it into the crook of the arm and hold whichever feels most comfortable. We're just going to gently rock from side to side. This is aptly named rocking the baby. So we're just going to start to gently mobilise and warm everything up. And then we're going to hold that foot and the knee as we then just gently circle the hip in the hip socket. And then taking that back in the opposite direction. And we're then going to take the other leg and do exactly the same. So we're going to rock from side to side. As I say, you can come tighter in if you feel like you've got the flexibility, or you can hold further out, just swaying side by side, rocking that baby. And then we're just going to rotate in the hips in circular motion, so that ball and socket joint, just getting everything moving. If we've been sat still for a little while, I expect we're going to spend more time seated than we normally do. Let's get everything moving gently. Okay, so we're going to come into some postures. I'll just talk you through what we've got so you can think about what you may have at home, because it doesn't obviously have to be all of this equipment. So I recommend a towel or a blanket folded over, so you've created a little bit of height here. We may place that under the head at certain times, or we may rest the head on. I have this cushion, it's called a Zafu cushion, but you could use a cushion off of the sofa. And there's a bolster. I've tried to keep most activities without a bolster today, but you could always roll up a single duvet to create this kind of shape to offer support for the body in some other classes that I'm going to do at some point. So our first pose is called butterfly pose. So we're going to take the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to drop out to the side. So we want to create length through the torso, so create that kind of straight back, straight spine, so you feel like you're being pulled up by the crown of the head. Feel those sit bones beneath you, so you've got a very kind of stable core, quite grounded from here. And then from here, you've got the option, you can bring the feet in closer if you like more of a stretch, or you can take them out further depending on what's comfortable for you. And we're actually going to fold forward, and this is where, if you have a cushion or a blanket or anything that you can use at home, obviously if you're really flexible you can go right down to the feet and rest the head here, or you can pile up various cushions, because what we want to do is rest the head and place the arms down so the arms feel relaxed. And I'm going to keep you here while we focus on the breathing. So obviously I'm not going to stay down because I can't talk and be down at the same time. So if you find that comfortable position, resting the head, and then what I want you to do is take a really deep breath in. Maybe count the breath. You might find counting in for 4 useful, maybe 5, however deeply you breathe. And then I want you to pause after the inhalation and just hold that breath just for a second, maybe 2 if it feels comfortable. And then I want you to slowly and gently exhale, trying to make your exhalation just that little bit longer than your inhalation. So what you're doing is allowing the body to relax. You're allowing any tension within the body, because you can probably feel tension around the inner thighs, maybe around the hips in this position. So imagine that exhalation is what's allowing that body to relax. We're also then working into the connective tissue and the fascia. So we're allowing that to stretch, and we can only do that by holding the postures. So take another really nice breath in when you're ready, and continue this breathing exercise. So taking the breath in, pausing the breath, slowly and gently exhaling, and then taking another breath in. And then when you're ready, we're just going to roll back up, removing any cushions and things that you may have. And the next pose that we're going to come into, depending on which type of yoga you're doing, can be known as puppy dog pose or melting heart pose. So having your blanket ready, it's nice to have something to rest the head on. We start in tabletop position, so we want the hips to be over the knees, and what we're going to do is keep the bottom high here, but we're actually going to slide the arms forward. We're bringing the head down to the floor, and we're allowing the chest to fall through the shoulders, opening up the chest, stretching the shoulders, and allowing the chest to feel like it's coming down towards the floor. For any super flexible people out there, you can rest the chest right down on the floor and place the chin down. But I recommend, if this is your first time, just to rest the head down. And if it feels too uncomfortable, you can place it again, cushions, various different things. You can make that higher and just come down just a little less. This is your time, and work with your body and think about how the body feels. So again, once you're in position, I'd like you to hold the posture. If it hurts the shoulders, if we're not used to moving the shoulders in this way, you have the option to bend the elbows and just wrap them around the top of the head. That will release the pressure through the shoulders a little bit. But have a play around with what works for you. So continue to hold that pose for a little bit longer, taking in that deep breath, using the pause after your inhalation, and then slowly and gently releasing your breath. And if you can continue to use that breathing pattern throughout all the postures, it will help to release tension, it will help to calm the body and help to calm the mind, which I think we can all appreciate at this moment in time. And then when you're ready, just releasing and coming up from puppy dog pose or melting heart pose. So coming back up to seated. We're now going to come into straddle pose or dragonfly pose, again depending on which type of yoga you may have done before, or if you haven't done any, just to confuse you, there's some different names for different poses. So we're going to take the legs as wide as is comfortable, and again we can use whatever things that we have available to us, and if you have lots of cushions you can pile them up at home, because what we want to do is we're going to come forward and we're going to rest the head down. So if you need extra height, place the cushions so that you feel however comfortable, and just bring the head down. Allow the head to rest there. Feel that stretch along the hamstrings. We're opening up at the hips as well. And just take a moment to come within, got the head facing down, and really just focus on your breathing here, allowing this stretch to take place. If this stretch feels really too intense for the hamstrings, and it can do, you can bend the knees, bring your head down, and obviously place as many cushions and things as you want on the floor, just to ensure that you're resting your head on something. What we don't want to do, your head is quite heavy, and it's obviously on the narrowest part of the spine at the top, so we don't want to indefinitely allow the head to hang, so give it some support, it will really benefit from that. So just take a couple more breaths here, pausing that breath in between, and trying to deepen the breath, slow the breath down as the body starts to relax further. And then gently rolling back up, just remove anything that you may have here. And we're going to come into a posture called cat wagging tail. So we're going to lay down on your mat, but with the knees bent and the feet on the floor. So what we'll do, take the right leg straight, and we're going to bring the left leg across and over and in front. We're then going to bend the underneath leg and hold on to the foot. I think this is where the cat wagging the tail comes in. We're holding on to here, and just feel that stretch. So we've got internal and external rotation of the hips going on here. Again, closing down the eyes if that feels comfortable for you, and just taking some lovely deep breaths here. Pausing the breath again, and slowly and gently exhaling. And take another breath in. And then releasing the legs, obviously we need to come over to the other side. So take the left leg long to start off with, and then we're going to place that foot in front of the left leg. But I'm going to bend the right leg, holding on here, and just taking this. We can progress in this in a later class where we come on into sideline and we can stretch even further. But just taking the stretch here for today. And just starting to get used to moving the body in this way. Yin yoga is quite different to other forms of yoga. It's predominantly mat based and lots of hip work. So just take the stretch here. Focus on the breathing. And then again, releasing the legs down, and we're going to remain laying down on the mat, and we're going to come into happy baby pose, a pose that's really good for calming the system, calming the mind, really good for releasing stress and anxiety, as in all of these poses. But from here, laying on your back, you can have your blanket, towel, whatever you want, just underneath the base of the neck, so you've got your natural curve still in place. So we're bending the knees, we're going to bring them in towards the chest, and we want to keep the feet in line with the knees. So we're going to hold on to the feet, and what we don't want is the knees flaring out to the side. So it may mean that we don't come down very far, and actually if it's difficult to hold on to the feet, you can wrap a sock around and hold each side, or any kind of belt or anything that you may have that you can just hold on to, so you can bring the feet down with a belt. But you may you not need to bring the legs down this far, it's just as far as feels comfortable, but you're hugging into the side of the chest as you come down. And again, rolling the shoulders up and down, keeping the shoulders secure and relaxed as you just take some breaths here. So in through the nose and out through the mouth this time. And then release those legs down, give them a shake, do whatever feels good for you. And then gently from here, I'm just going to turn off this recording so that I can obviously make sure I can upload it for everybody. But if you would like to remain laying down, I'm going to do another recording that you can click on separately, and I'll take you through a guided relaxation. But for the time being, namaste. Thank you everybody, stay safe.